President's stimulus plan is actually called the American Reinvestment and Recovery Act of 2009. It outlines where money will go for hundreds of federal programs.
But what really does it mean for you and I? Financial expert John Clair joins us to explain all the basics of this very intricate bill. Great to see you, John. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, John, a lot of talk about the President's economic stimulus bill and trying to wrap your arms and head around trillions of dollars. Put it down into layman's terms. What does it mean for all of us?
Well, so it's a piece of many actions that are being undertaken right now. The stimulus plan is one. You've got these loan modification things going on. You've got the bank bailout that's in the news this morning, along with some others. But essentially what the stimulus bill is about spending money. If you break it down in real simple terms, our country is measured in terms of economic health by the gross domestic product. There are a couple of factors to that. One is consumer spending. We all know that people aren't spending like they used to. There's investment spending, buying homes, business investment. That's not happening as much. Import-export. The differential, we're not exporting as much anymore, mainly because of the health of the dollar, but also with the strength of the economy. So the last variable in increasing GDP is government spending. So that's why we have the stimulus bill, which is spending money to help grow GDP. And it can be done two ways. One is actually direct expenditures, and two is cutting expenses through tax cuts and tax credits, which is what the bill is all about.
Let's start with that. What kind of tax cuts or credits are regular folks going to notice?
So the big ones that people will see immediately are there's the Making Work Pay tax credit. So this year, 2009 and 2010, singles should receive $400 throughout the course of the year. Married families should have $800. Social Security benefit collectees, those who are retired, will get $250 over the course of the year, generally through payroll withholdings through their employer. And that will be the same next year in 2010.
Okay.
And, John, if everybody has a few extra dollars in their pocket, really the mindset is really if they can spend that will get the economy going, because right now there's a logjam. No one wants to spend, no one wants to loan money, and if you can't get the money to spend, and if the banks aren't loaning, then we're all kind of just sitting there waiting. Right,
that's kind of where we are, or why we are where we are, so exactly right.
And some changes to unemployment, right? Extending the benefits and help there. What do people need to know there?
Right, so there's two main things that I can think about in terms of the unemployment piece. First is it extends unemployment compensation for people who are unemployed. It will make the period of time longer that they can collect benefits. It will also add financially. I've seen some conflicting numbers, anywhere between $25 and $100 per check. I think it's 25, but I've seen conflicting sources. And then it will actually make the first $2,400 of their benefits tax-free. So in most cases, if you're collecting the max benefit, that's 6 weeks of pay without federal tax.
Okay.
How about first-time home buyers? They want to get in and maybe get this real estate market going.
Yeah, so that's the idea, is to get more people to buy houses. So anyone who's a first-time home buyer, and really it's anyone who hasn't owned a house in 3 years. So you could have had a house before, but as long as you haven't had a residence in 3 years, you will qualify for this $8,000 tax credit that will come off of your taxes. And it's different than the old one. There was one before that was for $7,500, but you had to pay it back over 15 years. So this is a straight credit to people who are purchasing their home for the first time.
All right. We have about 30 seconds left. There's some information about health insurance and COBRA.
Right. Yeah, this is a big topic right now with a lot of people out of work in Richmond and Virginia and the nation for that matter. But COBRA is a way for you to continue your group benefits from your former employee. And as most people know, it's pretty expensive to get private insurance, especially if you've got health issues. So COBRA will allow them to extend that for 18 months at the current rate their employer was paying. So it's usually 102% of the employer premium. The 2% is kind of for administrative charges. But in the new bill, starting February 17th, says the government, through your former employer, will subsidize 65% of your benefit on your behalf, which means you have to pay 35%. And that's good for 9 months.
That's a good chunk.
Absolutely. It's a big chunk for a lot of people. So, and that's available immediately.
Yeah, if you're out of work, you don't want to go without health insurance.
Absolutely not. It's a really large hidden expense for people, as they're finding out.
John, thank you so much for sharing the
information.
information.
My pleasure.